Hello guys, hope you are doing great. Alright, for this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make I call this ring beret. You can call it anything you want, it's still allowed. This material is called metallic. Some people call it mercury, but mine both sides are stretchy, and the length of this fabric measures 28 inches by 32 inches width. But if yours is not stretchy, guys, you can use any material. Once one side is stretchy, you can use velvet, you can use poly, you can use any material you know that one side is stretchy, but ensure that one side is stretchy. So what I want to do now is to form my band, the band of this beret. So some people call it Zara cap, I don't know, but for me I call it ring beret. So you mark 3 inches, 3 inches. You can see the way it is. You're going to mark 3 inches down. Then after marking 3 inches, you're going to use it to form your band. You can see the way it looks. So you're going to fold it this way. I marked on the wrong side. Please, I marked on the wrong side. So I'll be using my pin as a guide to hold it down. So be using your pin to hold the whole thing down. You can see the way I'm doing it. On that line, just take the tip of the fabric and hold it down to that point. So I will do it down. You can see the way it looks. So I'm pinning down the last part of it. And once you are done doing this, you're going to sew it down as usual. And after sewing down, you have your band. You can see the way it looks. Okay, so our band is ready. So over to the main fabric. Please, I beg you. This tutorial is very easy, but one thing I need is attention. So be able to pick this particular point. So from this band, I'll be marking down 2 inches. 2 inches. Okay, going to mark down 2 inches. From the band, that line on that band, I'm going to mark it down 2 inches. So you can see I'm done with the marking. And after marking, you also mark 1.5. 1.5. You can see it. Going to mark it this side and 1.5 this side. Just pay attention, you understand everything. So after marking 2 inches, I marked 1.5 right and left. Then hold the tip of that 1.5 and turn it the way I'll be doing now. Okay? You can see it. So we'll be marking 1.5. And after turning it out, you're going to adjust it and make sure that you get 1.5. You can see the way I'm checking it. I want to make sure that that tip and that line is 1.5. Then once you see that it's 1.5, use your pin to hold it down. Please, if it's not 1.5, drag, adjust it and make sure it is 1.5. So I'll be doing so on this side again. You can see it. Okay, so want to make sure that it's 1.5. You can see from that point to that point is 1.5. You hold it down. So I'm going to do this down until I ensure that everything aligns well. 1.5. If it doesn't align well, please don't pin down. Just adjust it and you get 1.5. And I'll be pinning everything down. You can see the way it looks. So next thing I'll be doing is to turn it out. I'm just pinning down. I'll not be sewing immediately. So I'm going to turn it out this way again. Okay, you can see the way it is. All right, so I'm done turning it out. You can see the back of the pin. You can see it. So for that pin, the pin, you can see it. In case you sew yours, from that same spot, that line you sew, you mark 1.5 again. 1.5, okay? So I'm going to mark 1.5 down. Please pay close attention so you don't mess up your work. 1.5. So I will continue to mark 1.5 down. Then after marking 1.5, next thing I'll be doing again, you can see the way it is. I will mark 1.5 again, left and right, just the way it did the other time. I'm going to mark it on the left as well. Go to the right side and mark 1.5 again. You can see it. Just mark it there and hold the tip just the way you did before. Hold the left, hold the right, and turn it out. Then after doing this, you can see the way I'm doing it. Then you're going to place it on your table or on the ground, anywhere you'll be adjusting. Just know that it's a flat surface. Then you adjust it. Please make sure you adjust to 1.5. Once you adjust and it's more than 1.5, you won't get it. That spot, that point, you marked 1.5. You can see. Just check well before pinning down. Just watch what I'm doing. You can see here is 1.5. Yes. Then you're going to use your pin and hold it down. Then I will be doing same thing. Just check down. It must be 1.5. If not, your beret will not look so professional. It won't look neat. Don't know if you get me. All right, so going to place it down this way, and it will, I will hold pin, I will use pin to hold it again. All right, so I'm done doing it. You can see the way it looks. So this is for the second plate. All right, so I'll continue this process. I'll turn it out again and do the third one for more clarity for those that want to pick it again. All right, so from that pin, for that pin, you will mark again 1.5. 1.5. You continue to mark down 1.5, and once you're done marking down 1.5, you're going to mark 1.5 again. You can see the way it looks. So you mark 1.5 again as usual. Then after marking 1.5 left and right, you turn it out. Okay, just watch it. It's very easy. It's very easy. What you just need is take your time. Don't rush it. Okay, don't rush it. This beret is an easy one. So I will be holding the left and the right, and I will turn it out. Just same procedure until you get 5 plates. Until you get 5 plates. So I'm done turning out. You can see the way it is. After turning it out, you take your tape and measure 1.5. So I think at this junction that is well explained and you understand it. So we're going to check 1.5. You hold on as usual. And guys, once you continue to do this, you must get 5 plates. 5 plates. And this is the way mine is. You can see it. So this is the last 1.5, and this is what is remaining. See it. This is what is remaining. Yes. So if you watch closely, you will see that I already have 5 plates. I'm just trying to bring out the remaining part of the fabric. Just adjust it out, and this is what you have. Okay, I'll be having my band, then the first plate, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and this is the remaining part. So next thing I'll be doing now is to form my plate. So I'll be holding the first plate. Please don't hold the band. This is the first plate. See my band, leave it. So that first plate, I'm going to sew on that spot your pin is. While sewing, you remove your pins. Then after sewing the first one, you sew the second one on top of that pin. But while sewing, once you get to where your pin is, remove your pin so you don't sew on top of your pin. This is the third one. I'm going to sew everything down, and this is the outcome. You can see the way it looks, guys. So after doing all these things, we're getting 5 plates. All right, the next stage is boning wire. You can see the boning wire. Yes, I've shown you this before. This boning wire is what will give it that curvy shape. And this boning wire, you know, there are different inches, but this particular one is half inch. So I cut 30 inches, 28, 26, 24, and 19. 30, 28, 26, 24, and 19 inches. So the first thing I'll be doing is to mark 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. Mark it on the first plate, not on your band, please. Leave that band. On the first plate, mark 3.5. After marking 3.5, on the second, you mark 5 inches. 5 inches. 5 inches. 3.5 on the first, second 5 inches. The third is 5.5. 5.5. Then on the fourth plate, you mark 6 inches. 6 inches. Please take note of all these things so you don't mess up your work. Then the last plate, you mark 8 inches. 8 inches. Whatever you're going to be doing here, you do it on the other side. 3.5, 5, 5.5, 6, then 8. I don't know if you get it. Don't go and mark on your band though. Alright, so after doing this, next thing I'll be doing now is I want to cut it, but before cutting, you're going to fold the band so you'll be able to get your cut very well. So the band, I'll be folding it because my hair circumference is 22 inches. So I'm using 22 inches. If yours is 23 inches, it means you mark 11.5. But my hair circumference is 22 and half of it is 11. So I'll be marking 11 inches on the band. On the band, 11 inches. You're going to mark it on the left and the right side. So I just turned here and mark it down, 11 inches. So I'm going to make it to touch the other side of it. Just lift it up small and mark on that 11 inches spot. Then I'm going to place place it on that flat surface before you cut it out. So guys, after marking out, what you'll be doing now is to cut with your scissors. You can see what I'm doing. So watch the way I'll be cutting it out. Please don't cut on that line. Just give like 1 inch allowance, like 1 inch, okay, before cutting. Then you're going to cut it down this way. Just watch the way it is. This is easy. Guys, if you've been following me, you know that my tutorials are well detailed, but I will still plead with you. If you are confused on this tutorial, don't hesitate to ask questions. Just send a message and I will respond to every one of you, okay? But I pray that you understand this and get it well. Yes, this is a trending design, and my reason for teaching this is that others will also learn from it. All right, so we'll be doing the same cutting on this side, so you can see the way it is. So we're going to take your sewing machine and sew this edge. Just sew those pleats, only the pleats, just sew only the pleats. After sewing the pleat, please, hey, this excess, don't throw it away. You're going to use it for your final design. Don't throw that thing you cut out though. So I've done sewing only one side, only one side. I sew only the left part. Don't go and sew your right part though. The right part is where you'll be doing, you insert your boning wire. So this boning wire, after inserting it, I'll be sewing that spot where I marked 3.5, and you can see the way it is. All right, I'll be inserting the second one, the second layer, which is 28 inches. You're going to insert it now. After inserting it, once it reaches that point where you know you sew down, what next you'll be doing is you drag it, adjust the material, drag the material, make sure you drag it, okay? When you drag it, then you'll be able to get that point you marked and you sew. So I'm done doing everything, and you can see the way it is. Please, once you insert your boning, drag the fabric, you know it's stretchy, drag it until you get that point you mark, then you sew that spot. So I want to start joining. Just watch the way I'll be doing it. First of all, I'll be sewing the band part, so I'm going to put it this way, and I'll be sewing. Remember, I marked 22 inches here, so I'll be using my pin to hold it down before sewing down. So what next you'll be doing is just use your pin as a guide, hold it down this way, then you'll be sewing it down. Yes, just sew it down. But guys, if you will get confused or mess up your work, use pin the way I'm doing. Why I'm using pin is for beginners, so they won't get confused. So I'm going to use pin to hold it down. After holding it down, you take it to your sewing machine and just sew from this top part. Look at it. You're going to sew from this top part to that place the pin stopped. Just from top part to where the pin stopped. See mine. You can see the inside and see the outside. Can you see where I stopped? Just stop there. All right, next thing I'll start doing is to form my plate. So at this junction, I will close my mouth while you watch the way I'll be forming the plate. So guys, I want to start tacking it inside with my running stitch. That left hand there, Make sure it's inside and you hold it down. As you hold down, you use your needle that is inside and tack. That's the trick. You use your hand to hold it, form your guard that's inside with that hand. Then when you hold it firm, you now use your needle and thread to do the tacking. Please make sure you hold well. But in case you don't hold the whole fabrics down, don't bother. You see another trick on how to hide it, okay? So you continue to hold it and tack down. See, look at this point, how it is. Remove your pin. You can see the way it looks. So next thing I will do is to hold this center part, this point now. You use your hand. I will be using my left hand to hold down inside. Inside, you can see it. So just hold it. Please make sure you try to drag fabric as much as you can, but don't drag much, so your cap will not be too tight. So just take every excess you see and you try as much as you can to hold down. Once you hold down your tack, you continue with this process until you finish up. So guys, after dragging everything down, you're going to form your knot under here, tie it up and cut off your thread, okay? So after cutting off, this is what you'll get. You can see how mine looks. So the next stage is to tack here. So just watch the way I'll be doing the connection. So at this point, once you reach here, just form your last knot, tie it up, and you cut out the excess part. Okay, so you can see the way it looks. Yes, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. All right, next thing we'll be doing now is to set this aside, and I will use that pieces I told you not to throw away. Please, that particular piece I told you not to throw away, we're going to pick it up and form a design to cover that part. All right, you can remember these pieces. What I'll be doing now is I'll just select one. I'll take one of it, then I will lose the thread and form my design. So just watch what I will do. Just drag the material, remove the thread. Remember you see something there. Just drag the thread out and it will be long. The fabric will be long. So after dragging mine, this is what I got. But the last pleat there, that last pleat, I didn't loosen it out. What I just did is I used my scissors to cut it out. That last pleat, cut it off. I didn't lose it, but other ones I had to lose it. Okay, so I'm using my scissors to cut it off. Then I will place my the excess part I cut out. I will trim it off. Just watch the way I will make it to be equal. Yes, I don't want to waste fabric. So what I have to do is to improvise. You have to improvise, guys. It's all about creativity. So you're going to use the scissors and trim it the way I'm doing. You can see the way my hand is going in a slant form. Yes, I will use it to form my rose. So you continue to trim till you get to the top part. All right, so in case you want to get 2 roses, you can do exactly what you're doing here on the other fabric, the other pieces. But for me, I just worked on only one. Yes, only one. So after doing this, next thing I'll be doing now is to take it to my sewing machine. I'm going to fold it so it will be equal, making the wrong side to face you. I will sew from this spot up, then take it up. After sewing, I turned it out, and this is what I got. Then that part I turned out from, this big part I turned out from, I had to fold it this way. After folding, take it to my sewing machine and run it down. You stitch it up. All right, after doing this, so next thing I'll be doing now is to form my gathers. So I believe most of you know how to do this. Just watch the way I'll be doing my running stitch. With this running stitch, you will use it to gather this material. Okay, just gather it up till you get to the last stage of it. Just form your gathers. Normal way of forming gathers. Please, I'm forming my gathers on that side, that particular part where I sew down. No, so you continue sewing till you exhaust the material. Okay, all right, so I'll continue to form the gathers till, see this spot. When you get to this edge, you're going to take your hand upwards. You know your normal ways of forming your gathers and the way to form your rows. Guys, it's not a must to form rows here. You can use bow. Any design that comes to your head. Our target is to get a design that you can use and cover up that of part on that cap. That's just the only thing. You can buy ready-made rows. Yes, to do yours. Anything that is good and you can use it. It's not a must you stress yourself by forming your own rows. But I prefer using the exact fabric. So you can see the way I'm forming the rows. Next thing I'll be doing now is, after adjusting and getting the rows the way I want it, I'll form my knots here. Just make sure you tie it up so it doesn't loosen now. Just tie it up. After tying it out, then I'll form the rows again. Yes, just form it and you stitch it with your needle and thread. You're going to hold it down. Just watch what I'll be doing. And after doing this, I'll be tacking this fabric. In fact, this rose, because I've already turned it to a rose. So I'll be tacking this rose to my turban. Oh, sorry, to my beret. Some people call it Zara cap, some people call it turban. In fact, to my headgear, anyone, I beg. What matters here is the design. So continue to form your rows this way, tack, tack, tack until it is firm. I don't know if you understand me. I always tell people in my class to use needle and thread. Some people will just go and use gum here. I didn't say gum. So about creativity though, you can use gum, but for me, I prefer tacking. You're able to get a neat rows, not gum stain up and down. Just tack. Then after tacking down, I'll place it on this cap this way, and make sure you place it well that it will cover the down part of this ring. That down part, it will cover it up. You can see it. See this part. Okay, just stack it here. Yes, then use your needle and thread and hold it down. After doing that, your cap is ready. See mine, I'm not tacking everything. Guys, hope you enjoyed this training. Thanks for staying up to this time. I love you all. Bye.